Hello, this is Julian and welcome to my tutorial. Today, we're gonna learn how to animate the Kylo Ren's lightsaber from my template. Alright, let's get started. First, we're gonna import our footage. So we're gonna go to File, Import, Files. We're gonna find our footage and click Import. Now, we're gonna drag it down below our main comp. We can scroll it to see. I'm gonna disactivate the lightsaber layer so we can see the footage. By the way, this footage that I'm using is from Wicked Armor, an awesome cosplay maker from the United States. He's very cool and he does an amazing work, so go follow him. So we have our footage. I'm gonna activate this layer again and we go to effects panels so we can see the saber controls. Now let's start animating. We're gonna select a starting point from the start point of the lightsaber. We're gonna click end point for the ending point of the lightsaber, and we're gonna do the same thing for each crossguard. So we're gonna click A for the upper one crossguard and ending point B, A, and do the same here. Starting point and end point. Okay, we're not seeing the crossguard. Where are they? Well, you can see that I'm gonna deactivate this layer. You can see that they light up, but after a certain amount of time, because that's an automatic effect. So what can we do there? Well, we have to click start zone, so the crossguards starts on since the beginning of the frame. So we click it. That's it. Now let's fix this lightsaber. So I'm gonna change the thickness here to 25, right? And the thickness for my crossguard to, I don't know, 30 to see how it looks. Maybe a little bit thicker. 33. Alright, we have it. This is looking great already and we haven't done anything. So now we're gonna start animating. So we're gonna check the start point and the end point. Start point, end point, start point, end point. From the main blade and from the crossguards. Now we're gonna animate it. So I'm gonna select the layer lightsaber and click and hit U in the keyboard so we can see all of our points. Now we have three alternatives. We can start animating like this with the effects at 100%, or we can hit low resolution so the effects is a little bit lighter, because trust me, it is a heavy effect. So if you don't have a computer powerful enough, you're gonna have a hard time editing. If low resolution isn't enough for you to work, I would recommend you to deactivate the lightsaber, and you're gonna still be able to edit it by clicking the effects, and you will be able to see the points so you can animate it. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go forward like 2 frames. 1, 2. I'm gonna zoom in a little here. 2 frames, and I'm gonna start animating. the crossguard, the start point from the lightsaber, and the other crossguard. I always tend to put the ending on the crossguard, not here, but a little bit more out from the crossguard, so to compensate the ending thickness. If you want to do this fast, I would recommend you to animate all of these points together and then animate just this point. It's because these points are closer to each other, so you can simply hit keyframe and fix it. Two keyframes and fix it. And that's it. You can go very fast, and at the end you can start animating the ending point. I'm gonna do that. So what do? We go at least 2 keyframes forward, put the points where they belong, where they should go, and repeat. Starting point, crossguard, starting point, ending point, end point. You see, it's pretty easy. It's really easy to do this animation on the template, and you can see that let's animate this last point so we can do a little preview here. Here. Let's see how it looks. Alright, that's what I'm thinking. So you see that I'm animating in a normal way, and by normal I mean linear. So the ending point, that's the tricky one to animate. To animate the end point, and well, also the ending point of each crossguard, you need to see the motion blur on your saber. So I'm gonna go forward 2 frames and see that the saber, you see that the ending point should be here, but in this case, for this template, we're gonna put it not here, here, in the beginning of the motion blur. We're gonna next frame the beginning of the motion blur, like here. Next, here, not here, here. That will make the motion blur work as it should. So if we do a quick preview here, we saw that here we have a problem here. We only need to fix the ending point to fix it. So here, end point, we're gonna put it here. That's it. Let's preview. So you can see this is looking great, and we only have animated those 6 points. You can see how the lighting comes here, the brightness, the motion blur is coming by itself. So it's pretty straightforward, really easy to use, good looking, and we only have to repeat this process again and again until we have all the points animated for our photos. So I'm gonna finish my animation and I'll be back. So we're back, and you can see that I have animated all the 6 points for all the time that I want the lightsaber to be moving, and by following the steps that I told you before, I come up with this. Pretty simple, really easy to do. I mean, I didn't even touch the controls, we only changed the thickness, and that's it. And as you can see here, you can change it. You could come here and change the color of the lightsaber, like blue. Perfectly okay, all already animated. Purple. And we have our lightsaber. We have some random sparks, some random lightings, a cool motion blur lightsaber. But here, you see what happened? I mean, it looks like he's putting the lightsaber in his eye, and that is not what is happening in the original footage. What did I do? Well, when animating, I have to guess where the starting point will be for each blade, because I need to keep animating. So what do we do here in this case? When something, it doesn't necessarily have to be Kylo Ren in your footage, I mean, where something goes in front of the lightsaber or obscures the lightsaber, we need to fix that. So to do that, we're gonna click our footage, we're gonna duplicate it by hitting Ctrl D, right? And we're gonna mask out whatever is obscuring the lightsaber. So I'm gonna deactivate the lightsaber and start masking. You see that all of this, I'm gonna do a quick mask here, nothing too fancy, so please excuse me if it doesn't look as good as it should. Right, hit M, and I'm gonna animate the mask just for the moment that I need to obscure the lightsaber. So here, animating, by the way, to move the mask all at the same time, you hit Alt and click the mask, and you can move it to whenever you want all together. I'm gonna be back again once I finish this, and when it's done, alright, so I have done my mask, all of my masking for just the moment that the lightsaber obscures. So you see that the big mask, this one, finish and starts before the middle one, which is this one. So what did I do? Well, I'm gonna turn down this so you can see. I put this one on subtract, so I have the space where the lightsaber will be, and I animated the opacity of this max. So here is at 100%, but then it disappears, putting it at 0%, as at the ending where it's 100% and then 0, just to make that mask appear and disappear where I want. What are we gonna do now? We're gonna take our layer which has the masking, and we're gonna edit, cut, and we're gonna go to roto work. You can see it here in the composition, in the project comes roto work, and we're gonna we're gonna put this thing at the beginning of the timeline, and we're gonna hit edit paste. That's it. We're gonna U to see the points, and there we have our masking. I want my masking just to be the moment that the lightsaber is obscure, so I'm gonna just trim down the footage just to the moment where I want it to obscure. That's right. And I'm gonna feather, hitting F. I'm gonna feather this a little. MM to see all the properties of the mask, and reduce the expansion here a little, so we have it tight and nice. And that's it. Just by doing this and putting this composition here, you can see what happened in main comp, where just by doing that, activating the lightsaber, you will see that. And you can see how special this is, that the glowing of the lightsaber interacts with whatever is obscuring it. So in this case, the arm, you can see how the lightsaber is glowing through the arm. That's why you need to put it here in this composition, because that's all ready. That's composition ready to make that happen, to make that glowing between the arms and in the hood and everything, to make that happen. So that's a very important step if you want your composition to look great. So we're done with that. So what else can we do? Well, since I told you that the lightsaber would be on since the beginning, but this was my case. What if your lightsaber has to turn on? Well, let's do that. Let's animate the standing. So lightsaber controls. I'm gonna animate the extend. I'm gonna put it in 0. Lightsaber will be turned off. I'm sorry. U, and there we got it. I want it to turn on right about here. That's right. So I'm gonna drag my point 0, and I'm gonna jump forward 4 keyframes. 1, 2, 3, 4, and in this one I'm gonna put my stand at 100%. So why 4? Because that's what I saw in references from the movie and from props. 4 is the exact time that it takes to the lightsaber to turn on. So that's it. I'm gonna watch this in. I'm gonna lower. I'm gonna preview this. So let's do it. So we're gonna preview this and see how it looks. You can see that the crossguards lies on after the main blade, but not instantaneously. So pretty cool, all looking great. And this look that we're having is just by animating the 6 point, and in this case we're animating the standing, so the lightsaber can turn on. That's it. No tricky special effects here, nothing out of this world. I mean, pretty simple, really easy to use, really easy to do, and with a great looking Kylo Ren lightsaber. Alright, what if you think that this lightsaber is not bright enough for you? You can change the brightness here. Let's put it at 80. Brighter. The lightsaber has some lens flare in the ending point and in the starting point. You can change the scale here really easily. It's difficult to see here because this is a shot that is at daylight, so it's pretty hard, but at night you can see, at night, or well, with a dark background, we can see here, you can see here the sparks also. As I said, since it is a bright background, it is difficult to see some details, but here you can see all of what happening here: the sparks, the flames, the brightness, the scale here, like 80, the scale 30, '50, foul, you saw that. So pretty cool. You see what the rotorwork comb is doing here. Flames and everything. So I mean, this is effects ready to go, really easy to use. I spent a lot of time working on this to make it very easy and good looking, having a cinema quality and all the stuff to make this happen. So I appreciate it a lot. That if you buy it, thank you, and if not, well, what are you waiting for? Come on. It's pretty cool. You know that it's really awesome, so do it. And well, that's it. I hope you like this tutorial, and well, can't wait to hear from you and see your projects. So good luck, and until the next time, see ya.